This is called The Boy and the Spell. Thomas sat caged for hours. His math problems made him feel like a blockhead. Clock ticked him off, calling cuckoo, cuckoo 5 times. Melody Cat flicked him with her tail. Now Largo the squirrel he had captured was chattering, nutcase, nutcase, nutcase. A knock in a nick of time. His mother put down Thomas's snack and picked up his book. Let's see your sums, Thomas. Oh my, you haven't solved anything yet. I haven't had time. No time? Well, here is more time. Stay in your room until supper or until you've finished your work. And then she closed the door behind her. Thomas seethed. Time? I hate time. I wish there wasn't such a thing called time. Tick-tock, clucked the clock. Thomas couldn't take it anymore. Like a snare drum, his heart beat faster and faster. He couldn't help it. Crash! Thomas sent the clock clattering to the floor. He tore up his books. Characters spilled out and scattered. Flaps lifted away. Words and numbers fled. Thomas shredded the shepherd wallpaper, leaving the sheep in tatters. He shattered his plate and cup, the tea and milk splattering across the rug. Then zing! His dart found Largo's nose. Ouch! The squirrel yiped. Too bad, Thomas spat. He slumped into his lumpy chair and sighed at the sight of his room. It's not my fault. Suddenly, Armchair shook and groaned. Think I will comfort you any time you want, boy? Who said that? Asked Thomas. Think you can kick my legs, punch my pillows, and flatten my cushion with no repercussions? Armchair? Yes, it's me, young ruffian, and my stuffing has had enough. Then Armchair took a huge breath and blew Thomas clear out of this world. Ah! Thomas screamed, stumbling into a strange place in time. He landed, plop, face to face with a clock. What a ding you have done, Clock cried. I'm all ding-ding out of time. Stop chiming, Thomas ordered. Tell me how many hours until supper. I can't, ding. The hours have flown by, but look, ding, 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 it must be tea time. Tea, steamed the kettle. Why should we bother? We bring him treats, then he flings us to the floor. Thomas rubbed his scalded hand. But I was mad. You were bad, Cake countered. I say let's dig him into for a change. Ooh. They're really digging into him. They put him in the teapot. Help, help, Thomas called out to the shepherds who had been on the wallpaper. They were always nice and helpful. They even lent him sheep to count when he couldn't sleep. But the shepherds didn't seem to hear Thomas. They were counting sheep this time, getting ready to leave. Chair asked, Where are you going? To greener pastures, said the shepherd girl. The boy has ripped us apart. He's torn my fabric too, said Chair. He used to be a nice boy. That's true. Remember his first smile asked the shepherd girl. I remember his first steps, said the shepherd boy. His first words, whistled the kettle. His first teeth, Cake said icily. Goodbye, goodbye, sang the shepherds, feeling blue. They strayed away. Thomas thought, like the characters without their story. Story? Thomas tore free of his reverie and dove towards his favorite picture book. Princess, he cried, I need your help. He opened the castle of Zabuda. A broken tower popped, then flopped, and out shot a tiny princess into the clouds. Come back, your highness, called Thomas. You can't leave this story. Methinks, she quivered, that the evil enchanter is upon us. But how will the story end? Thomas asked. The princess shrugged. If you mend book's pages, I may return to find out. When Thomas crumbled to the ground to rest, his math book fluttered open. Numerals tumbled out, bumbling into one another, tooting strange timetables. 2 times 6 is 9. 11 times 4 is 20. 3 times 12 times 3, 5 times 1 is 1. That's not right, Thomas said, scratching his head. We know, said the numerals, riddled with confusion. Riddle? Square Root asked. If a train leaves Hartford on May Day, how many turkeys will have snowballs when the plane reaches the Bahamas? And don't forget to show your work. Oh, my poor head, Thomas moaned, drifting off for 40 winks. He floated through a haunted forest, lost pages tossed into the breeze. Trees waved good riddance. Thomas flew, suspended by the strings of a lute, borne on the breath of an animal song, but the lyrics were full of sharp notes. The animals had searched out Sage Owl. Below him, Thomas heard their complaints. He's flung 500 fits. He's torn 1,000,000 pages. He's hacked 900 branches. We're finished with his rages. Say no more, my woodland friends, the owl consoled them. I have all the evidence I need to judge the boy. He has also yanked Melody's tail and pinned Dragonfly, and now Largo has gotten stuck trying to free herself. Friends, what are we going to do with this boy? Melody hissed, I'll shear all his shorts. Toady croaked, Ribbit, I'll give him some warts. Bat avowed, I'll sneak a wee nip. Fly suggested, Zzz, a big fat lip. Wait! Thomas fell right into the midst of all the animals. He jumped to his feet and rushed to help Largo. Are you okay? He asked, pulling Largo out of her cage. He held her tightly next to his heart. I didn't mean to hurt you or any of you, said Thomas, giving each a gentle pat. I'm sorry. When Thomas set Largo free, he heard the animals say, That's a good boy. You know, said Owl, if you want, you can see us every day in the forest. I'd like that, Thomas said. Happily, the animals made plans to play the next day. They walked Thomas home. All of a sudden, Thomas heard clock chime 5. Thomas! His mother called upstairs. Mom! He sang out. He turned to say goodbye to his new friends, but they were already fading into the forest. That was okay. Thomas figured out himself how the story would end. He sipped his tea, solved his problems before the clock struck 6, and arrived at the supper table just in time. And that, my friends, is the boy and the spell.